Hello lovelies, welcome back to Alakeke YouTube channel. Today's tutorial is on how to make these wide leg pants. It has elastic at the back and also at the front there's a false dart there. So if you're interested in learning how to make this, please continue to watch this video. Thank you. So to start off, I have my fabric on fold. Can you see? So I got the amount of fabric by dividing my tie. So to get your tie, please loosely take the measurements of your tie and divide that by 2 and add 1 inch to that. So the length of this trouser of this pants will be 28 inches, and that's what I'm marking there right on the fabric. 28 inches right there. So now on the top here, so I'm just going to measure the waist to the hip, the difference between the waist and the hip, and for me it is 8 inches, and that's what I'm marking right there. So I'm just going to mark that line. And the next thing I'll measure is the crotch depth. So I want the pants to be really deep, so I use 12 inches instead of using 9 inches for my crotch depth. I use 12. I want it to be really wide, so depending on how deep you want your crotch to be, so you can add excess to your crotch depth depending on how you want it. So on the hip line there, I'm going to input a quarter of my hip measurement plus 1 inch ease allowance and 1 inch sewing allowance. My hip is 39, so 36, so 36 divided by 4 equals to 9. Then 1 inch for ease allowance, that's 10, and then 1 inch for sewing allowance, that's 11. So that's why I marked 11 inches there, and I'm just going to take that line to the waist. So we're not going to be using the waist measurement now, we're going to be using it later. So on the crotch depth, I'm going to measure half of my thigh measurement. My thigh is 24. You're going to take your thigh measurement very loose. So that's why I have 24. So 24 divided by 2 equals to 12. So plus 1 inch for seam allowance, that's 11. So I'm just going to make a curve from the hip line to the crotch depth like so. So that's why I'm making a curve right there. And on the hem line, just come in by 1 inch. Come in by 1 inch from the hem line, and from there again to connect it to the crotch depth, to the crotch curve right like so. So just connect it like that, and that's all for our front trouser pants. So just going to cut off the excess fabric that we have there. So I place the front pattern on the back. So you know the back is always 2 inches longer than the front at the crotch around there. So I have 2 inches longer. I'm just going to connect it straight to your side like so. So that's what I do. And at the side of your pant, so you're going to add 2 inches to it, and that's what I'm adding right there. This is for the back pattern, for the back panel. So I added 2 inches to it. So that's the only allowance you're going to add to the back. You're just going to add 2 inches by this side. You notice it's not a fitted pant, so that's why I only added to the side. So I'm just going to cut off the excess fabric. Make sure to raise your trouser by 2 inches at the crotch area. So this is the front patterns. This is the front panel. So just going to place them on top of each other and sew it at the crotch area with ½ inch. I'm just going to go and sew it with ½ inch around the crotch area, and also the back too. I'm going to sew it with ½ inch too. So now I've already sewed this. So this is the front pattern. So I'm just going to measure what I have there. I have around 21 inches here, and I don't need up to that. The waist, this is where you're going to need the waist measurement. My waist is 28, so you're going to divide your waist measurement by 2. So 28 divided by 2 equals to 14. That means I'll need 16 inches. 14, then 2 inches for sewing allowance, 1 inch on both sides. That means I have 11, 5 inches extra there. So 16 divided minus 21, that's 5 inches. So now from the center, you're going to measure half of your ball span. Mine is 7, so 7 divided by 2 equals to 3.5. So you're going to measure 3.5. I measured 3.5. So, and I notched that area, and after notching that area, from that 3.5, and I took 2.5 inches. I divided what I have left by 2. So I took 2.5 inches on one side. Then now this is what I'm marking. I marked 3.5. Can you see it? I notched it first. Then after 3.5, then I now marked the 2.5 and notched it. Then from that first 3.5, you're going to take it to the second 2.5. So depending on what you have left on your fabric, that's what you're going to determine how much you're going to take for the first dart in the front. So I said what I should have left in the fabric in the front should be 16 inches, and that's exactly what I have now after taking in the first dart. So whatever you have excess on your waist is what you're going to take for your first dart. It can be 2, it can be, depending on how much fabric you have. So I'm just going to go and stitch that first dart there. So it's just like a pleat there in the front. So I've already fixed that, and I'm going to add a 2 inches band to the height at the waist at the front. I'm just going to go and add it there. I've already sewn it already, and then I stop stitched. I'm going to take it to the same machine and top stitched at the front there. So I've already done that already. I've stopped stitched, so I'm just going to set it aside. Then for the back, I'll just add the waistband to the back, and I'm just going to take it to the same machine and sew, and also top stitch, which I've done already. So the next thing is to cut the elastic. To get the amount of elastic you're going to need, divide your waist circumference by 2. Mine is 28. So 28 divided by 2 equals to 14. So that means I'll need 14 inches for the back. So I'm going to remove 3 inches from that. That's why I cut 11 inches for my elastic. So you're just going to insert the elastic into your waistband with a safety pin, which I'm doing right now already. So you're just going to move in your elastic. So let it enter just like I'm doing it right now. And you're going to measure, we need 1 inch for seam allowance there. So for that 1 inch, let the elastic stop there and use your pin to hold it down right there. So continue to insert the elastic in your waist band there, and you're just going to do it. So input the elastic inside 1 inch, measure 1 inch there, then use your pin to hold it down, which I'm just going to do right there. So you're going to take it to your sewing machine and sew it down, sew the elastic down. I've done that already. So you're going to place your front panel on the back. Then you're going to use 1 inch seam allowance by the sides to join it by the sides. I've done that already. The next thing is around the inner seam there, from the crotch area down, take ½ inch. You're going to use ½ inch to sew it round. ½ inch to take it. So I've already done that already. So fold your fabric into two like this, so that you will have straight pants around there. So make sure they are folded into two. So if you have excess there, please trim it off. So and then you take just take in the allowance that you added. Just take it in like so. So this is our pants. It's white, it's a big pant, and it's so easy to make. So thank you very much for watching. If you find this helpful, please give me a thumbs up. So by tomorrow I'll be dropping the video for the top. So if you're interested, please make sure to subscribe and also turn on the notification so you can get notified whenever I upload the tutorial. So thank you very much for watching. Bye.